Hi guys, so today I'm going to make the card you saw in the intro there. I'm using the Magnolia stamp and die set that Local King Rubber Stamp had sent for review, so thank you so much Local King for sending this. They did send it free of charge and all opinions. Sorry, my goodness, in the morning I have to really be ready to talk. My throat's a little dry here. And I was like, what can I do with this? Because it's really pretty. I love magnolias. I used to, I guess, when I was a kid, I remember in my old school they had really huge magnolia trees and they were so pretty because the white flowers and like the thickness of the leaves and the flower. I just love them. And then I had them in Georgia too, right in front of the house. It's pretty much why I wanted to buy that house. And then now at my local nursery, even though I don't have a lot of space to put more plants, they have these really pretty, I think it's a Japanese one or something, but it's kind of purpley and white, kind of like a purple, I don't know, but I saw on here she has kind of yellow, peachy, kind of red, or pink, kind of fuchsia, magenta color here. So I grabbed some colors. I'm going to try it out, but I'm also going to kind of layer it up so that we can do like maybe just a couple layers. Okay, so it'll be the base, and then I'm going to put on top some other pieces, but they're going to be embossed with embossing powder. So hopefully this will come out the way I'm envisioning. So what we're going to do to get this going is we're going to stamp this. We're going to stamp it twice, but to start off I'm going to stamp once. It's a little bit larger than 5 inches and about 4 inches wide, so it'll completely cover, you know, a nice A2 size card base. This is just regular stamping paper because I'm not gonna, you know, do our fun techniques with this. This is more of a detail stamp, so it's just the outline part. If you wanted to watercolor this, you can definitely do that. Use your markers and then draw the color out. I think that would be really great. Maybe I'll do that in a different video because right now this is what I was envisioning, but you know, we'll do some fun things. So I have my VersaFine ink because I am going to pretty much color right over the top of it with some opaque pigments. So I'm just going to make sure this is all over this. I tell you, my VersaFine recently got really juicy. I don't know what happened, so I should tap it less hard. Maybe I need a new ink pad. So again, I'm just going to stamp this where, actually, yeah, because I'm going to cut it out so it doesn't matter where I stamp it. If you didn't want to cut this bottom one out, and like this is what you want on your base card, and then you're going to put the little embossing pieces over it, then it doesn't matter, but I'm going to cut both of them out, so stamped beautifully. And on this one, really, I just want the flowers, so I'm probably not even going to stamp this area, this side where the branch is. I just need, and I don't need all the flowers, to be honest. I might just do a few. We'll see. But, I'm wondering, I could probably just stamp it here and save some paper. Let's see. Her die is always really close to the image, so I know even if I get close to this one, it's going to be not a big deal. So yeah, that's pretty good. I missed this one right here, but again, I'm not going to do all the flowers. I just thought some of them, so we'll see. Maybe I'll end up doing that one too, and I'll just restamp it. But for now, I'm going to let this dry just a little bit before we move on. Okay, so to start off, I have some of my magic mushrooms here, and they're clean and ready to go. I don't really know the base of a lotus, of a magnolia. I guess it's just whatever we do, so I'm just going to get this and kind of move this over so I can tap on my paper here and just get some color down. I'm assuming, I don't know why I feel like they're brown, but I'm just going to add color and then maybe I'll come in with a little bit of brown. And now on the stem I'm going pretty heavy because I know that obviously this is a branch. And this is water reactive dye inks, but just going to get in there. And then when I get closer to the things, I'm kind of pinching these as I get closer to the flowers so I can kind of get in there without really coloring too much of the flower. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of keeping it smaller. And it's not a big deal, obviously it's more artistic. I could, you know, use something, a smaller tool for this, but I kind of want to just get the color down. Again, this is going to recede into the back anyhow. And then I'm going to take, I'll clean this off later, some of the brown. This is seal brown. The green was grasshopper, I think they call it. And get a little bit of brown and just kind of come in here. Because like I said, I feel like they have a little something And don't worry about this mess I'm making, it will cut out. Just getting some in there. So I'm just putting the two colors. Okay, and then our flowers, again, super basic. Just going to add some color because it's the top ones that are going to be showing more, but we are going to see the bottom ones because, like I said, I'm not going to do all of them with the embossing. So let's put that to the side. And just real quick, I'm just going to, and these are all water reactive. So on the top, I'm going to use the pigment inks because we want it to cling to the embossing powder. So I still have Honey Pot and I have Plum Jam in water reactive inks, but over here the opaque pigment are in the same colors. Plus a little bit of yellow in case I don't know if this yellow is what I want. So I'm going to come in first with Honey Pot because it's our lighter color. And I'm just kind of tapping it off just to see. And just going to bring some of that color into the flowers. Yeah, like I said, normally these I don't know, I guess maybe I haven't seen as many magnolias in the world though, but they are mostly just white, really pretty. And then that one that I saw, I need to get it. My husband's like, hey, if it doesn't, you know, give us, basically he's a big proponent of it needs to give us some kind of fruit or berry or whatever, so that's kind of what we plant fruit trees. And I love that, but at the same time, I like pretty things too. Like when I got that Frida Kahlo rose, I love that rose. So I'm just getting our pink now and just kind of gonna go in very lightly and add some of this. And again, this is just to kind of, this is gonna recede in the back anyway. So I'm just getting color down. Okay. And let's just trim down our paper. I'll work on these in just a minute. I think I'm going to cut those out first and then just color each little blossom separately. And this will fit through your, what's it called? Marquee. Actually, let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to get a new folder, not because this one doesn't cut anymore, but because this is large, even though this is not that warped. It might start crinkling my paper. It's been doing that the last times I've been doing something big. You can still use it for smaller pieces, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a new folder today. Because I don't need the embossing on this, because I'm going to do the other embossing there. Just trimming away as much. Okay. And let me get my machine and the die out. So here's that gorgeous die. And it does definitely have for embossing. So if you wanted to cut this out and then run it through again with your rubber embossing mat in a different machine, obviously not the Marquee, you can definitely do that. And I'm not cutting an aperture, so I just want to make sure what I'm looking at here. This one has a lot going on. Okay, look right there. Oh, feels nice to have a nice new folder to cut. And, you know, even with that, I've used it, what, 2 months now? Basically every day, several times a day, and I can still use that folder, just not, I just want a nice new one for this big guy. Every time you get a diamond press kit, they come with more folders, and the folders are pretty inexpensive, so, you know. And people ask me what I do to get them to not do anything. Look, I mean, I just ran it through. I didn't do anything special, and it's what it is. It did its thing here, but I don't know. All right. Again, before you remove it, go ahead and make sure everything's cut real well. If you're going to emboss it, go ahead and put your rubber embossing mat and run it back through your machine. But for now, I'm just going to pop this guy out. And this one's coming out real easily, but another tip is to run a a dryer sheet on your cutting side of your die before you run it through, just in case you have any sticking. But ooh, that's pretty good. I cut that. I could have brought it down just a little this way, but you know, it's pretty darn good. So okay, so that's my base. What I'm going to do now is just cut out this guy. You always want to clean out your dies just in case. One more there. Okay, so I'm gonna line this up and just run this through, and I will be right back. I'm just gonna line it up and cut out just this flower portion, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just cut that out, and then what I'm gonna do is just remove the flower buds. I don't know which ones I'm gonna use, if I'm gonna use all of them or, you know, but I do know I want to just go ahead and trim them all out. So it's kind of a fussy cutting, but not really, because it's not held on by too much. So just get your little scissors or whatever scissors you like to use for this kind of thing. I love my cutter bees. I always use these. And I'm just going to go in here. Look how pretty it looks even in black and white. And by the way, you could have cut it out first and then colored it in. I just colored it on that paper because it's easier, you know, it's kind of fine. So I'm going to do is come in here and just literally, let me fussy cut this one for a second. Just completely cut it off and just cut out the flowers, whichever flower I like. Like this one might be enough, but maybe I'll cut into here if I'm a little bit particular, just to get that little last bit out. And I'm just going to cut all the little flowers out, and we'll color them. Okay, I'm almost done cutting. I just want to show you that one that I had stamped not quite completely. It's this one right here, and all I did was obviously cut it out too. See, it's a little bit missing. And what I'm going to do is just place it here. And just try to get some of those lines back on there. It's not a big deal. Let's see if that works. Pretty good. That's good for me. So, let me put some of this stuff away. I need to clear this area out so I can do my coloring of these little tiny flowers, and then we'll put it all together. So I just move this over so I can work on this paper, but and that's strictly just so I don't have to wash off my silicone mat. So we're going to start. I do have... You know, I brought out lemon tonic just in case, but they're so small, it's not going to take a lot of color to color these guys in. So I have honey pot and plum jam again. And I am going to use these daubers because this is pigment ink, and I don't want it to stay real well in my magic mushroom. So I'm just going to take some yellow, kind of get it in there. Again, wherever you like. And the reason I cut these out first is just because I'm going to use this stuff, and I know, I don't know, I just thought it'd be better to cut it out first instead of getting your color on and then your, what's it called, your embossing powder. But you can do whatever, however you want to do it. Kind of wanted to come in with some green, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I pretty much covered up all those spots that are green, but we'll see. Okay, I think that's it for those. And again, oh, you know what? I need to get green in the opaque colors. I forgot about that. And I don't even know if I have a green in opaque colors. Let's see. I don't. Okay, so that's fine. Well, then I will just color them in completely. This little bottom end I wanted to do with the green. Okay, I'm still waiting for my pigment inks to come in that I ordered in April from Crafter's Companion, so that's how that works. Alright, so now what we're going to do is now these stay wet for a long time. That's kind of how you can go right into your powder. And this is just clear embossing powder from Crafter's Companion, but you can use whatever you have. And I am going to just completely coat these as much as I can, hopefully. And I'm just going to let them sit there. I'm going to get my tweezers. You know what's funny is that the colors are completely different in the different types of opaque pigment with the water reactive color. I can see that already. Okay. I'm not going to hit them too hard because I do want it to stay on there pretty good. You know what I'm saying? If I hit the back of it really hard, it'll come off real powdery like here. You can do them one at a time. I'm just bringing them all out, but if you brought out one and did your, emboss, and then brought out another one, did your emboss, I think that would be nice. It might be easier. I'm going to put this over here where I know I'm not going to drop it. Heat tool, again with this kind of thing, you hit it until it starts turning and then you kind of move away. Oopsie. Let's move those things out of the way. I'm going to focus on this one right now. That's what I thought was going to happen. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it down just slightly. Look how pretty. Hopefully you can see the difference. So I'm going to do the same thing with all of them. Sorry about my little band-aid. I don't know what happened. I was washing my hands, and like I do a million times a day, and all of a sudden I just had like a pain. I was like, what? And there was a cut. So I don't know what happened, but all right. So I'm going to do them all like this, and I'll be right back. So we have our base. We have our pretty little toppers to go on top of those. It's just so interesting to me how the color was totally different. I guess because the water reactive blend together better, so they made more orange than if it was just to stay kind of like the reddish color. But anyway, I'm going to take the love stamps called Words, and I think she said it was the definition of love is what's on here. It's really cute. And again, I don't even know that I've ever taken this off of this backing, so I'm just going to put this down. I have a little beige piece of paper here, or cream color, and then I'm going to use the die that came with the original Diamond Press marquee, right? We had this larger die here, this large scallop. So I'm going to use that to cut that out. But you can just cut it square. And I'm trying to think, what colors do I want to use? Green and brown. Okay, so I have my water reactive dyes. I'm just lightly brushing that. I don't know. And some of the brown. See what happens. And I'm just going to put this down on here. And just barely give it a stamping. So I want it to be kind of light, like that. That's pretty good. So I didn't really want it to be completely deep in color there. And water base, you can just wipe it away. Oopsie. So my card base is just this green piece of paper cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm just going to fold it. Really quickly run this through. And I probably will give it a little tapey tape. I'm going to run this through my marquee and I'll be right back. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and distress around this one. Just, I don't know, it looks very crisp, and that's fine too. I mean, if you like crisp, go for it. I'm just going to go ahead and ink around the edges a little bit. Now, the only thing about using embossing powder is later it stays all grainy. Like, I can still feel embossing powder everywhere. And let me see if there's enough brown on this thing left. I might just use what's on here because, like I said, not too much. I just want a little something. I haven't cleaned this off yet. So that worked out. And it's kind of going away now, but I don't want to dip again. Just the smallest. I'm just going to get a little seal brown back on here. There. And since I did that, I might as well do our card base too a little bit, right? Just the smallest amount. And Lisa's tip also on these magic mushrooms is that they have to get a little moisture in them before they work as well for blending. So when you get them brand new, you got to break them in a little bit and give a little spritz of water. That's kind of why I like to keep them in here when I'm not using them. All right, I'm going to bring all this over. really quick. And, you know, obviously I talk a lot about what's going on and what we're doing, but other than that, it's a pretty quick card to put together. Really pretty. And not everything has to be quick, right? I think we've talked about that before on this channel. Like, we're in quick. And it's like, you know, the point of making someone a card is that you made it nicely. You took your time, right? You took time out of your day to do it. So it doesn't always have to be quick. All right. Card base. I'm just going to stick it down. By the way, that word stamp is one of my favorites. I love using it. River Rocks, Dewdrop. Oh, those backgrounds are so pretty. Oh, my paper's going to be upside down. See? It has words on it, so you got to make sure those are in the right direction. So pretty. Alright, let me put these things to the side. And I'm definitely going to have to play a little puzzle here because, like, I don't know where exactly these all came from. So pretty. Even just like this. How gorgeous is that? Like, so pretty. So what I'm going to do is take a minute, and this is going to be a little good minute, is if you want to run this through your Xyron, of course, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to take a time here and glue down the back. Put glue all over this back part. If you want to leave some stuff kind of dimensional, you don't have to glue it down. So just know that. Like, I may not glue these edges, even some of these little branches on the side, but, you know, do whatever you like. So I'm going to put little glue with my precision point and tacky glue, and I will be right back. Okay. So pretty. So like I said, I'm keeping this pretty flat. And then I have my 3D glue gel in here. This is Colal 3D glue gel. I usually get it from Crafter's Companion. You can get it other spots that people have mentioned before, but I'm not super familiar with those. So like I know this little guy goes up here, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to put it on here instead of putting on that tiny piece. And I'm actually going to use these tweezers now that I brought them out to help me with this because I just want a little help. Now I don't know if I want to leave them kind of like super dimensional or just kind of flat but up on top. So I think I'm going to leave them so that they're kind of sticking down at the bottom but coming up. I know this guy was right here. See what I'm saying? I'm kind of angling them so it's closer at the base and then kind of higher at in the back. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. And I'm going to continue doing that with all the pieces. So I guess we can just sit here and chat a little bit. So pretty. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much that makes it pop just from that little embossing. I know some of these were really close together. There's one area where I cut them out and I'm like, oh, these are... Is it this one? Yep. Wait. No. Does that one go there? No. Where does this one go? Is this the one from here? Oh, yep. So what happened is I left that piece on the background paper on the other page. So this one comes from here. Just that little piece right there, I considered a piece of leaf, so I didn't cut it. And like I said, I didn't do all of them, but I did do most of them. Like down here, maybe I shouldn't even do all of these. Okay, good, I didn't. So there's one right here, I thought, did I do the one for that? But no, I didn't, so that's good. Again, you can do all of them, save them for another time. Put one down here, like if it was fallen or something, or that'd be really cute. And the last one down here. So as I was cutting these three cluster are kind of together. And I thought they're really pretty, but then I thought that's going to be a lot of embossing just in that one area. So if you can see this one cut away from there, and that's fine. I'm just going to put it right back. And you can barely even notice that. And then this guy back here, I thought it was just too much, so I didn't do it. But if you did some other one and just kind of put a flower here or a flower up here, I think that'd be really cute. And then, you know, whatever your sentiment is, kind of put it in here somewhere, maybe up here, or just let this be gorgeous on its own. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So thank you so much, Lisa, Local King, for saying this for my review. Gorgeous. Look at that. All right, guys, I hope you're all doing well. I'll have the links in the description box. And I should have said this at the top, and maybe I'll go back. Lisa did offer us a 20% off your total purchase one-time use coupon, because she said right now between, you know, the end of May here and going into June, she wasn't going to have any other than her monthly special. She wasn't going to have like a site-wide sale. So she was really kind. She said, I want to offer your viewers 20% off their regular purchase. So you guys can still get 20% off until May 31st, and then we'll see what comes in June. And I know she's going to have some new designs coming up. So she's said she's going to send some of those for my review too, which would be really, really fun. I think that's amazing. That's so great. And you guys have been loving all of her stuff, so definitely keep using it. Check her out, and I'll have the links for you. I'll have the discount code. I'll put it in the beginning. It'll probably be written at the beginning, but I'm talking about it now. And so that was really kind of her. So thank you so much, Lisa, for offering that for all of us. And I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you all at the next one. All right, bye now.